I am Buccaneer Blake, one of the many stick carriers and loyal fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is Buck and Blake Sports. Check it out.
Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line a beast, Mike down the street. Can have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucks ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB. You know it's routine, we got hard greens. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucks, go Bucks. You know we want the ring. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Tune in with Buccaneer Blade. Bucks back, we can run and toss. Mike Evans looking like Randy Moss. And Jameis make a play after play. On the defense, you can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucks.
So Lil A, can you hear me? Just want to do a mic check. Can everybody hear me? Okay. And it's my headset. Roger. Look at young Roger. Happy Veterans Day. It's been a little while. I had a massive headache yesterday. I wanted to do this yesterday. I couldn't bring it out. Man. When I get those, I'm down and out for a little while. But anyway, let's get to it. Welcome back to Buck and Blake Sports with your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake himself. So there's lots to talk about. I really didn't want to go into the Panthers game that much. Perez, is that Spanish? I don't know. I think it's British. A lot's happened in the last 2 weeks. I said the Panthers game was either our Super Bowl or make or break game, and I still meant that. Let that one get away, 17-3. Then play another division opponent in the Saints on the road, lost 30-10, couldn't find much offense. Winston got put out for, what's up, J-Mar? Winston got put out for Fitzpatrick. He couldn't do much either. Saints just had a better game plan than us. That's just what happened. That's been the tale of the season. He's just been getting out coached. Guys I know much like J-Mar and other guys that play on a competitive level understand that game planning has a lot to do with it. Skill players' ability is one thing, and then game planning is another. Both have to work together. You have to have the proper game plan and execute your game plan. And when that game plan doesn't work, you got to find ways to get back on track to get where you need to be. Otherwise, everything will fall apart because that's what you practice for all week. So, the Panthers game didn't muster up much offense. Panthers gave us plenty of opportunities for us to take that game from them. We couldn't take it from them. We just couldn't muster up any points on offense. Offense looks out of sync. Once again, can't run the ball. Offensive linemen get pushed backwards. Same thing in the Saints game. Can't establish a run game. It's like our passing game has turned into. Our game plan has turned into elementary, for lack of a better word. We come out, we try to run the ball. We can't run the ball. And then you get in 3rd and 7s and 3rd and 8s. Now you can pass rush the quarterback, blitz us. We just become predictable in our play calling game after game after game, and a lot isn't changing because it's all the same every week. Nothing's changing. When you see the same thing every week and nothing changes, then it's one thing if it's Jameis Winston, it's the other thing if it's coaching. Like I said, the Panthers do a good job spreading the ball around. You see them try to get the ball to Samuels, the rookie from Ohio State, Christian McCaffrey in open space. And that's what you have to do. We saw that with Kamara and the Saints. You have to get the ball to players where they're good at doing it. You have to find ways to do that, and we haven't done that. You got players on this team that you don't use. Sims, if you're not going to run the ball, then you got to find other ways to get him in open field. Granted, he has to help himself too when he gets those opportunities to break out and make a play. Oh, we'll get on that, Jimmy. We'll get on that. Give me a second. Let me get through the basics here. And so I put up a stat earlier. Our defense is ranked 28th. Rushing is, I think, 25th. Offensive line has given up 17 sacks, 43 QB hits in 8 weeks. Our passing, we're second in offense, and then 13th in total offense. So it can't be all Jameis Winston. It's like I said, it's a lot of opportunistic things why we lose the game. I said that in the Patriots game. I said that we should have beaten the Patriots. Granted, the field goal kicking and not executing when we needed to execute. And what I mean by that was third down catches that were dropped. Didn't pick up the first down when we could, taking a holding penalty or a false start penalty when you're in field goal range, and then missing the field goal. It's been a lot of those things. Everybody just wants to stick it all on the quarterback. Everybody's like, oh, the quarterback gets all the praise, but the quarterback gets all the negativity too. Not with me. I said I give it what it is with face value. If he won us the game, then he won us the game. If he managed the game, then he managed the game. And I said if we ran and Winston was he here? I said he hasn't been able to rely on the run game, so he doesn't have to be forced to throw the ball all the time. And that's what it is. You got the tight ends that you can rely on. You need a run game too. Look at all the teams that are successful. They have some type of running game, and we don't have it. It's non-existent. With 28th, it doesn't quite exist with being 28th in the league in rushing. And relying on Doug Martin, and that was benched for Peyton Barber. I think Peyton Barber should start. But this offensive line, you don't really have time to make jukes and find lanes because there isn't no running lanes. You need to put your head down and just go forward, and I think that'll work. But again, that's coaching. You have to find out what is working with your offensive line, or what is it. Is it a zone blocking scheme? Is it a man blocking scheme? Whatever it is that you're trying to do. You got to find out ways to do it. And the defense, I said it all preseason, just don't have a pass rush. Everybody keeps thinking it's corners, this, that, and the third. Wyvern Hargraves was coming off. He's playing off now because you can't cover for that long because your defensive line cannot get any pressure. It doesn't matter who you are. You can't cover for that long, especially if you're in man coverage or in zone coverage. You just can't do it. People are going to find the holes in the zones. It's impossible. And that's all accredited to your defensive line play, disrupting passes and forcing quicker passes. There's nothing you can do about that as a corner, but just sit there and hold on and hope the quarterback makes a bad throw, the receiver runs a bad route. I mean, that's all you can do. And everybody keeps thinking that. I keep looking on these blogs, and I know my boy Alex tells me to stop looking at those. I can't help myself, much like he can't. It's just the stuff that they say. Like, you keep reverting back to 2002. Why we keep bringing up John Gruden when you have missed blocks and bad line and a flat attitude? Yeah, I'll get into that, Jimmy. Let me like I said, let me get to what I need to get to. Missed opportunities is what it's come down to at the beginning of the games when we had a chance. Dwayne Wesley College in the building, and that's what it's been. Just missed opportunities all over the place, not in just one place, but from the quarterback on down. This has something to do with Jimmy's play with the offensive line, and he's played offensive line himself. It's important that you have to create running lanes for your running back. You as an offensive line need to take responsibility that I cannot. What's up, Manson? Miss you, brother. I just talked to Sam. He had his birthday the other day. We all need to get together. Y'all need to come here, man. Let me just go out and just have a ball, man. Hit me up later if you ain't got my number. Hit me up on Facebook in the chat. What I was saying is, like, you have to take responsibility as an offensive lineman that you cannot open lanes. You cannot block for your quarterback. At some point, that's on me that he can't complete that fast. It's on me that I can't get the deep ball to Deshaun Jackson. It's on me that we can't move the ball with simple plays. You have to take responsibility. Taking holding calls when you're getting beat. I said taking false starts, not focusing on the game. Yeah, not focusing on the game. And that's just what it is. And don't you come in here with that Dallas nonsense either, Dwayne. And that's just what it is. You got to take ownership, man. Take pride. In these last 8 weeks, I'm expecting to see a whole lot out of them. You have these things that happen in your season, and I know everybody was so upset with Hard Knocks and all. Like, I don't buy into that. It's great that we saw Tampa Bay Buccaneers on TV. We got a chance to show the world. You got a chance, and you got your chance now, and you're pissing it away. The most thing you can never be, the one thing you can always be responsible for is the amount of effort you give every game, the amount of effort you do every practice. That's the one thing that you always have control of. You can't control that a ref misses a holding call, misses a defensive pass interference. You can't control that, but you can control the amount of effort given each and every play in the game, each and every practice. You can control that, and those are the little things that we can control, but we're not doing. I say we try to find blame everywhere. It's a total thing, and it does has to start with the GM to the coach and on down, and that's just where it's been at. Now, Jimmy, you was talking about Jameis Winston poking the dude. That's not right. You'll never know what was said, and it really doesn't matter. It's just what was caught on video. Fortunate for the Saints player, you can't hear audio. I said, you can't hear audio, but you can see video. So you're putting your hands on the guy, which turned out another player, our star player, gets suspended because he reacted to something that you instigated. That's on Winston. And that's on Winston. Everybody supports Mike Evans. I think anybody would have if you saw your quarterback getting shoved by a defensive player and you're losing. Kind of had something to do with it too. And that was the guy that was covering you. It kind of all applies into one. But whatever, the suspension was warranted. I'm not, just because I'm a Bucs fan, I'm not going to act unrealistic. I mean, it was warranted. So, I mean, it is what it was, and it is what it is. He's suspended for one game against the Jets. We should be able to be all right with the players that we got. We have enough depth and we have enough talent. Shouldn't be no excuse. And then that whole game was just disaster. You have that pregame speech. And like I said this before. I think I said this in my last article. I write a lot of articles more than I do videos, because I can get them out faster. With this, I have to edit, then put it up, then do this, do that. That's why I said with doing Buck and Blake radio was a little easier than video. But I like getting FaceTime so people can see how I react to things. I think I've said from day one he tries to do too much. He was 20 years old when we took him. He's 23 now, and people are already giving up. We don't have a system here where young players can grow and learn from older players or veterans or people with better experience, and we have some sort of a progressionary system with young players. Our culture here has been like, yeah, we draft this guy high, throw him to the wolves, and get what we get. That's not how you develop players. That's not how you do it. And then you fans get all behind them, calling them they suck and all this. Hargrave's in his second year. You're expecting him to be Darrelle Revis in his second season. It's not going to happen, especially with no pass rush. It's just not going to happen. We have too many. We keep relying on free agents all over this place and undrafted players, and try to plug and play guys and hope for the best. The game is too difficult. People game plan. People look at stuff. When Winston's long wind up, his pitcher wind up, it's too difficult in this league to try to do things half-assed. And you got to go 100% at it. And like I said, that just have to come with players. It comes with coaching as well. And that's just things we have to fix. We have to fix them. But yeah, we don't have a progression system here. If they're thinking Nolan Spence is going to come out and be a Von Miller in his second year, it's not going to happen. Who does he have to look up to? And Gerald McCoy plays defensive tackle. And God rest, I mean, I ain't going to say it so, like, Gerald McCoy, like, he takes so much BS from fans, and nobody just looks at the totality of this team. This man has never had any reliable help since he's been on this team. You might as well just line him up 1 versus 5 offensive linemen, and that's pretty much what it's at right now. Because nobody requires any other retention on the defensive line but Gerald McCoy, and I've said this over and over. And you guys can keep saying, oh, well, this, that. You go out and try to beat 2 guys every single down, every single play. He does come through. Unfortunate for him, he has sacks. He has good sack numbers, and he's gotten chances and made plays. But it's not going to happen on big downs when you're tired and you're giving 110%. Giving 110% every play, and then the big downs, you're out of gas, and you can't give it all right there. And when you're hoping somebody else with the one-on-ones can come through, and it's just not happening. And like what Jimmy was saying earlier, with no line, how can you get a passing offense? I mean, crazily, we kind of were forced to have a passing offense, Jimmy. When you get down two or three scores in a game, and now all of a sudden the run game is abandoned. the run game's gone now. Now you have to throw the ball 45 to 50 times. That's not who we are. This is asking too much of a young quarterback with a weak offensive line. This is too easy for a defense. That's all they got to do is pin their ears back and rush. Diedrich, he has some interesting insight. That's just what it is. It's just been missed opportunities with this team. It's not just one thing, it's everything. Everybody has to look in the mirror. That's your worst enemy. That's your worst criticism. I'm sorry, I was caught reading his with Ezekiel Elliott. You're right with the Zeke thing. I said without proper evidence, but some type of suspension should have been warranted. I don't know if it should have been 6 games. I don't know if that. He is making poor decisions, and you play for Dallas. Unfortunately, Zeke. I expected this from Zeke coming out of Ohio State when he started running his mouth about carries. His last season after they win the title. But you're right, lack of evidence. It's hard. A lot goes off of hearsay, video, or whatever it is. A lot of stuff you'll never know. But if you were going to take your 6-game suspension, you should have took it the first 6 weeks. Now coming into the playoffs, now you're going to miss 6 weeks, and you got to play the Eagles twice and the Redskins. You got to play a lot of division games, and now you're going to miss your star running back, which you should have just took off those first 6 weeks when your schedule was weaker. That's my opinion. That's just bad on his part for not thinking about it. Basically, I want to get the whole point. I know a lot of flack's been on with Jameis Winston, and it's not all him. Everybody's expecting the progression, the next step. Everybody doesn't progression the same. The whole team doesn't. I was listening to Chris Carter. Everybody doesn't progress when we project them to progress, because maybe your other parts of your team degress instead of progress. If you can't get the proper protection, then you can't make the throws. The only way everybody says, I just want to see him throw a deep ball once to Vincent Jackson. I'm so tired of hearing that at games. Do you see that safety sitting over top? It's not there. And then on top of it, you don't have the time to wait for him to get open. You don't have the time. You're going to get an errant throw because the offensive lineman is sitting in his lap. With deep balls, when you say, Carson Wentz, yeah, go look at how they're getting it off. They got plenty of protection to let that ball loose deep. We ain't getting that kind of protection. He got to roll outside the pocket and chalk one up deep. Like I said, there's answers I don't know with that Manson. I know you have your own personal opinion. You wouldn't care unless it's your team, and unfortunately it's your team. But Zeke's had some issues even with the rape allegation. It's a good thing that he not rape, domestic violence accusations, or he saved the text messages from the girl. Like I don't know who these people are when they're outside of here. I took a long look at Jameis Winston's rape case. I will not support a man who's a rapist. I don't care. That's it, because he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't support Big Ben anymore because he had multiple rape allegations going all the way back to college, and then it continued to the NFL. Now, if Jameis Winston still had these kind of issues, maybe my opinion would change about him. But just because they play for my team, I'm not going to wither where I stand on moral values. I think I've made this clear on many other videos as well. The Jarvis Landry case too, yeah, and a lot of documentations and stuff is public view. For people who don't know what that is, public view is that you can go view files and statements and stuff publicly from your computer and look at that stuff, and a lot of it's not. A lot of you can read the handwritten statements the day of the accusations. But yeah, a lot of people don't take the time to look into stuff like that, man. So I really haven't gotten into too much with Ezekiel Elliott. I just what you can hope most from this situation is he learns from it, and he realizes the world is not your friend. They aren't your friend. That's why I wish, Danny, if you see this video when you said you were friends with Austin Seferian-Jenkins, I wish I would have gotten a chance to talk to him, because I would have told him things he needed to hear. A lot of what Zeke's gonna realize is that people who ride with you aren't riding with you. They're there They're there for the ride. They want to be seen. They want to live that life with you and pretend to live that life with you. And the first chance that they get to hurt you in any type of way that'll benefit them, they will do it. Because the only thing that they were doing the whole time was to benefit them from the beginning. And a young dude won't realize that. You won't see that. They only come around when it's convenient. And yeah, and that's it. You have to learn from it, man. And like I said, if you're going to take the suspension the first 6 weeks, not the last 6 weeks or the last 8 weeks, whatever you want to call it. Take that earlier, so because now you're riding into the playoffs, and you know how Dallas is in December, and that would have played a key part in the season. We'll see if it does now with the 6 weeks coming up now. Where was I? Lost train of thought. Talking between Zeke and Jameis Winston, public view, case files. Like a Roger Goodell thing. I've always thought it was a conflict of interest that the commissioner is paid by the owners. You heard what I said. The commissioner is paid by the owners, but you're gonna penalize the guy that pays you. You're gonna penalize the guy that gets you employed, and it has to do with your extensions and your reinstatements and stuff like that. And you'll see that the key people, the key contributors in that, I've learned, like I said, I'm learning a little bit more and more as it goes, as I'm doing this broadcasting thing. I don't have a whole lot of resources. I'm not ESPN. I'm not that. A lot of it's done on my time, on my dime, and from my knowledge. Like I said, I wish I had this knowledge 10 years ago. That one of the key contributors to the whole NFL is Jerry Jones. His hand is in a lot of things. He's part of the whole Vegas movement. I said it from the beginning. If you watch those videos back, I said the Raiders will move to Vegas because Jerry Jones is endorsing it. He has a lot of push. Robert Kraft has a lot of push. Rooney's have a lot of push. There's big names that have a lot of push and how the progression of the league goes. And when you hear those names come up with certain situations, a lot of the times those will change because of those individuals who are involved in that situation, if that makes sense. But just you'll pay attention if you pay attention. If you don't, you don't. It's whatever. Stay inside the box, stay outside the box. I like outside the box. I lose a lot of friends being outside the box, but I think outside the box now. I'm not a closed-minded thinker. I like to think now. I hardly watch TV. TV won't train me. It won't train me anymore. Where we at? I just think the girl was mad he left her, or when he got drafted, and I'm out. My friend got to go to work. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's, we don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to defend somebody just because they play on my team. I don't know. And then just hopefully, the one thing that you can go by is repeat behavior. And then you end up finding the answer to your question. Do you keep having this repeat behavior? Just like I said with Big Ben, he had problems like that in Miami, Ohio. And then it traveled right on down to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's behavior. It's your kind of behavior. Then you kind of get married and you kind of shun away from it. And like I said, you go to Super Bowl with Cam Newton. See that this is where politics and football go into again. I said you want to talk about Cam Newton and the laptop issue. Like, then you didn't want to bring up Peyton Manning sexual misconduct with a trainer and how all that went ugly, how his dad tried to do the girl dirty and all that, tried to make her out to be more than that, and the man, he was wrong. He was a young paid man, made a poor decision on what he did. I'm not going to say it on here what he did, but it had something to do with his male parts and touching a female. That's it. And that's just disgusting, doing that to a female who was already having problems in that sort of field in that sort of time, and then you do that kind of stuff with her because you have the advantage over her, and then your dad uses his position and make things worse for her, getting another job, moving forward with her life, and it's just ugly. It was an ugly situation, but it doesn't get talked about. And then the same thing with Big Ben. You didn't want to bring up the rape accusations when he's going to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. Like, okay, if you want to do it for one, you got to do it for the other. Don't pick and choose because that's who you like. And that's it, man. If you want to be a leader, you want to be this, that, James Winston, now's the time to do it. When nobody's watching, when everybody's lost hope, when nobody believes in yourself or anybody, this is the time to rally the troops. This is the time to move forward. This is the time to show the fans that you mean business, that you're sorry, that you're ready to move forward, and you're ready to make your wrongs right. It is just the time to do it. Better now in the present than ever. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry I missed 2 weeks. I was going to do it yesterday. I guess I have a massive headache. Well, this, as we always do, you're the master of everything. What you do with your life, is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless, and fire those cannons. And I'll be at the game. Represent 146. Section 146. Y'all be safe.
Yeah. Riding with Skeet, Mellow, and Flacco. Ain't got no beef, but we got cheese and lettuce like a taco. What you talking about? I got my city on lock, ho, and I always keep the peace. I never gotta keep that Glock, bro. Tampa Bay Buccaneer, check the red and pewter. Yeah, the girls with you are mighty fine, the ones with me are cuter. Swagger to the max, mind faster than computers. See, we get the signal clear, the flashing lights could never fool us. Call me Young Hammy, I'm about to go ham. When it comes to Tampa, I'm the definition of the man. Always let me speak my mind, but never listen to my plans. Sometimes it made me doubt I'll never miss a step again. Confidence is great, but humility is greater. Being humble is what lets me show civility to haters. It lets me see the real ones from the fakers. Guess it turned me into Kobe, Wonder Corp, we are the Lakers. Going for the championship, you'd be appalled at the amount of women waiting for their chance to get hit. It's some cancerous shit. I jumped off the wheel, they let me out the cage, now I go hamster a bit. Yeah, hometown hero status, cause my flows they be the tightest and my women are the baddest. Skate park of Tampa kids tell me I'm the raddest. Born a soccer player, I used to kick it at Ed Radis or Schimberg. Got cheese like Limburger, I'm a lyrical assassin, I spit and begin murder. I love my mother, I know that my sins hurt her, so I live a righteous life and only listen to the word of the Most High. He made me so fly, boy, I'm colder than the winter, you could call me Snow Guy. Shout to Key, I hit the booth and go live. If they tell you I'm the sickest, my nigga, it's no jive. I need a doctor. See, I'm fly without a plane and I don't need no helicopter. I'm not an actor. When it comes to my success, speaking the truth's the biggest factor. You're just a poser. Yeah, you're just a relief pitcher, I'm the closer. I am Tampa. Yeah, I am Tampa.